I'm Fée Halsted and I work with Ardmore. It started with Ardmore ceramics. We moved into home about 10 years ago, beautiful fabrics, and now we are just about to launch fashion accessories. My business achievements, it's a self-sustainable company that we've grown over the years. It started in 1985. We work now with about 120 staff members, artists, people that we've grown into the business, salespeople, and illustrators, designers, graphic designers. I think that's my biggest achievement, but more importantly, I think it is to give people self-worth. I have grown rural people, people with very little education, people with all sorts of artistic disabilities, dyslexia, addiction problems. Of course, that most artists have those problems. And we're an international brand. We've grown, we've been discovered on the streets of Paris, and we're now recognized for our fantastic quirky designs, colorful and quirky designs, and we're very proudly South African. How did I get to where I am today? I think it is a brave, pioneering spirit. I think it's tenacity, self-belief. I'm a very strong-willed person. I want what I want. I strive for excellence. And it's having a heart in a business. I think it's tough motherly love, understanding people. I think it's a great sense of and love for people and Africa. I think that's been the success of Ardmore. What has challenged me? This will go on and on and on. Just number one, being a woman in a man's world, tough, big tough. I got divorced. That was tough, having to start again. But my biggest challenge was HIV/AIDS. It hit our wonderful artists. I lost a lot of amazing artists to HIV/AIDS, and I wasn't sure how to handle that. And what we did is I created a hospital, and I told people straight what they were suffering from and how to go onto antiretrovirals. And I just treated it as if the people were my children. And we overcame that. And now we haven't lost anyone from HIV. That was a big challenge. I lost Bonnie Ntshalintshali, my first artist at Ardmore. I lost Wonder Boy in Kamalo. It was a tough time. That was a very traumatic time in my life. Getting divorced after that, I think I was not paying attention to the partner in my life. I was spending too much time with the people and losing what I considered my children. And I then got divorced, and that was very tough. I had to start again and start on my own and move home, and we moved to Ardmore, Caversham, which was in the Midlands. A lot of my staff were interlinked in relationships with the farm workers on the farm, and splitting their relationships was a very difficult phase. Then in 2008 we hit a recession, and it was quite scary whether we were going to make it then, and World Cup soccer came, and we solved that problem by being creative. So whenever I'm in trouble, I solve those problems by being creative and having the ability to adapt. People have to adapt to change and not be afraid of it. And we invented then what was called the African Travelers. Then we've just hit COVID. Oh my goodness, that's been a challenge in itself. Our wholesalers completely dumped us. We've had no wholesalers. Thank goodness I've had my children, and they've adapted to doing exhibitions online. We've adapted to using COVID as subject matter, using the pangolin as the symbol for lockdown and protection. We started making little monkeys with masks on. We started doing barrows of booze where the artists were bootlegging and selling cigarettes on the side. And we've had actually a very interesting time. And we've learned that luxury is time, and our art has gone to different levels because of that. The future for Ardmore is the next generation. My children are involved in the business. Catherine and Megan and Jonathan, my two daughters, are designers. My son is the business brains behind the company, and our artists are bringing their children into the company. So it's the future of the next generation. We very proudly have created an arts trust. Education is not teaching art anymore. And if you go back to pre-apartheid times, that is how Black people got out into the world, through their talent, through their beautiful singing and dancing, the most creative people I've ever worked with. What I truly believe is that not everybody can be a scientist or an accountant or a doctor, and we're going to be losing what I feel is so important to the world. And African creativity is unbelievable. It is raw talent, and you don't sometimes need a mass certificate to express what you truly have inside you. And that is what I value, is that I've taken people who didn't know how special they were and have given them this self-worth and hope, and let them earn salaries that business people earn through their amazing artwork. Advice to young women who want to follow in my footsteps: keep up the passion, put a heart in it, tough love, tenacity, and surround yourself with amazing people, because people love to be asked for help. Don't be too proud. If you don't know something, admit it. Share it with the people that you work with. Go to them. How do we solve this problem? You know, I think we can't all know it all. And if you have problems, and this is what we've done through these hard times, I've gone to my people and I'm saying, let's work together. How do you think we get through this time? What is your ideas? What are your ideas on this? And I think we must all be a little more humble and don't expect to know everything, because I was an artist. I wasn't a business person. I didn't know how to run accounts, but go to the best, get help from the best. And people are so happy to help you. How one can make a difference in one's community: take your skills, take what you're good at, whether that's farming, whether it's art, and share it with people. I think as women, we are far better at sharing. We nurturers. And in your community, if you gather the women behind you, the helpers, choose people, even if it's 5 on your hand. And if you have grown them and made them feel special, they'll come with you. And from those 5, it will feed to the next 5. It's the power of one.